morning is cooking, and what I'm going to be cooking today is crumbles. I'm making a blueberry cherry crumble, and I'm also trying to make an apple one too. So I have used all. Hey, come on in. Let me put this. Oops, you could see. Let me put this down some. Okay, there you go. I'm sorry, y'all. I have used almost all of what? What was I going to say? I used almost all of. Oh, all of my nuts. I hit bunches of nuts. So now I don't have nothing left but the walnuts, but the almonds, big bag of almonds. So I want to make a crumble and I want to add the almonds. Or I could just add coconut flour. So what I have here is cherries, and these are blueberries. I have um 2 cups of 2 cups of a sweetener. Here I have 2 cups of flour, a fourth teaspoon of salt, butter, and 1 cup of oats. And I also have apples. I might peel. I'm thinking about peeling. And I'm thinking about peeling these apples and also making an apple blueberry cobbler. So I have 2 tins, one for a straw, one for what you call them, one for a cherry one because I've been wanting cherry, and one for a blueberry one. But I might just mix the blueberries with apples and cherries. And so let me start cooking. Okay. I need some sweetener and cornstarch for this. This is what I forget, cornstarch. Because if you don't add cornstarch, cornstarch or flour. So I'm adding cornstarch to this because I have a choice. So I'm also going to put um, what you call them in there. I'm also going to put a little lemon in there. I know I forgot my lemon, but I have bunches of lemon in the refrigerator. Bunches of them. So I have my cornstarch in there. You can add cornstarch, you can add flour, something for a thickener. I can't find a fork. I use a spoon. Hmm. Okay. It dropped my line. So I need some lemon juice in here, just a little bit. And I need a little bit of lemon juice in here. Not that much. Lord have mercy. I fell asleep last night and didn't even. Okay. The cornstarch is going to enhance the sweeteners that I use. It enhances sugar, honey, anything. I know it enhances any fruit sweetener. Those are frozen black cherries, and these are blackberries I got from I gotta put some foil in the what you call them. I'm gonna leave some sweetener just in case I want to get the apples in there too. But I don't think so because I don't think it's enough blueberries. I think I got a second bag of blueberries in there. Let me see. I got these from Dollar Tree. All these real blueberries, I'm sure of that. There you go. That way I have some for just in case I decide to do cherry blueberry cobbler. I mean not cobbler but crumble. And so what I'm going to do is take some foil and put it in my oven because this stuff might overflow and I don't want anything in the bottom of my oven. So okay, let me show you. You know that thing just dropped? Okay, come on over here. See? I'm putting foil in my oven because I'm putting those pads up there. And I don't want it to drip down the bottom. But after I do this and a little later, I'm going to put foil under there so I won't have to do this. Okay. Okay. Hi, how are you today? What I'm doing is cooking cherry and blueberry and maybe even an apple. Okay. So, let me go ahead and fill my trays. And then let me start my crumble. I might not, I can't chop those fresh dates and put it up here. I don't think I'm going to do that. Let's see. I've been wanting some cherry. I have been wanting to eat me something cherry. So I might not chop the nuts, but I should. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna keep my oven from okay. Okay. I'm gonna cover it because more juice is coming from the berries, and I think that's enough. So I'm gonna put this aside and start with the blue. All right. I think I got enough sweetener. I do. No, shoot. That blueberry dropped in there. Alrighty. Okay, let's see. You know, I can always squeeze these, so I'm not worried that much about, So I got some apples left and some blueberries. I don't know. I hope I didn't fill these to the max. Put it in here. Wash this bowl out and cut some apples and add that to the mix and do one more. So what I'm putting in here, I'm going to peel some apples. So these are black dark cherries. So let me set this over here. And the last thing I got to do is make the crumble. Put this one here. And after I cut the apples, I'm going to add it to this. And then I'm going to put the apples and mix them up and make another crumble. But I think I need a deeper dish. I don't want nothing big. Now, this is not going to be able to be frozen like that is, because that is going to be Macintosh apples, I think. That is going to be these three. And good morning, and Jesus Christ is good to us, and his blessings are running after me. Your goodness is running after your goodness, your blessings, your mercy, your grace is running after me. I thank you, Jesus. It's running after me. Okay. Oh, Lord. Y'all, all the tragedies happening and people falling into the fantasy. And that's the thing I hate about depression. One of the things I hate about it, I hate it, is that sometimes you get to a point where you stop listening to people and stop hearing people, and all you start living in an imaginary world that everybody in this earth rejects you and everybody on this earth hates you, and that's not the truth. You're running around, even if they don't like you. It's about 10 or 15 people that don't like you. Some people like to pull people into the dislike thing, but you could go all into fantasy because people don't want to deal with life. I mean, yeah, it's dealing with life. You're going to have people that don't like you on this earth. You're going to have trials. You're going to have tribulations. You're going to have things not go right. You got to pray and trust God and stop believing the lies of Satan to the point where you're just ill. You don't like yourself. You don't love other people. Your own parent to you is the enemy. Sometimes people got to leave. Can't hear the Lord. You just hear lies. You follow them. Storyteller. That's what I call it. I just call you a storyteller. Let me taste this out. Oh, Lord. Sometimes it gets you so you can't talk. You're living totally in the fantasy world. get you so you depend on hate. Who don't like you, you feed off of it. Instead of going somewhere else, starting a new life. Then we go into fantasy. What kind of fantasy you going to go into? I was taking medicine. It was medicine for the physical. Sometimes it worked on the mental. When I got through taking it, these are sweet apples. This is going to work. I had all kinds of withdrawals. I didn't feel like, no, I don't have no growth hormone. I had withdrawals, but I am a woman. I do have estrogen and something in my womb. I have a womb, and it grows babies. Then I have the line and two loops that signals my body. You know, going through menopause, I don't know. It signals my body. You have to produce more estrogen. That's my ovaries. I don't know which it is. Those two loops just work with my body. It stabilizes your mind. I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, yeah. Mental illness. And you just go crazy. You just believe all kinds of lies. You believe in this. You live in this world that you can't escape. That everybody hates you. And you just live in that world. I'm not saying that bad things don't go on. The crime was different where I moved to than what was here. But the people here, it was different. So I ran into different problems, and some of them I didn't even understand at all. I was like, hey, I'm not in no area like that. I lied to myself. It's like I'm at home, and then that cost me. You aching for punishment. Now, when you get to that depression that you want to hurt yourself, you believe you're worthless. You believe everything people say about you. You went into this world where every time somebody says something to you about what you're doing wrong, it's rejection. They say something to somebody around you, they're talking to you. You go into that world, and you get worse. And when you come out, you have to deal with all those words weren't for you. And that you was lying to yourself, and these 10 people here don't decide your fate. And what you're doing is deciding your own fate. But when mental illness start taking over, they know what they're doing. They can't control what they're doing. To me, I don't move. It's not laziness. It look like laziness. I just don't move. And it look like laziness. Oh, Dolly, real lazy. Look at the house, Joe. It's not laziness. It is laziness. When God says laziness, then I have came out of depression. And now I'm playing games. The Holy Ghost say, don't leave being lazy. I have come out of depression. But it's something else. You can't follow it. That means you can't believe it. You can't believe it. Go ahead and use the last of the sugar. You cannot believe depression. It lies to you. Doubt and fear tell you you can't do this and you can't do that. And God say you can. And you go to the door and don't walk over. And don't cross over to the promised land because you're depressed. You want to hear negative things. You want to hear negative things. You want to sit up there and hear this don't work and that don't work. And you can't do this and you can't do that. And you can't come up and you don't understand that stuff. Then you start crying, why am I working in circles? Because you don't have no faith. And you're plain depressed. And you're following the wrong spirit. And you're trusting the wrong spirit. Because every time you say, I can't have this, I can't do this, I don't have friends. Every time you say that stuff. Then you find yourself fighting depression and fighting emotions that weren't there. Where'd it come from? They weren't there at first. You said, I can't. It can't be that simple. You said, I can't. That's doubt and fear. You follow them and not God. And that's how it ends up. And then you get more and more depressed. You start hollering, everybody hates me. Nobody loves me. I can't make it. I can't. And get into going to self-murder. Thinking death gonna solve your problems. Life sometimes is not easy. We run into all kinds of problems. Some things hard to deal with. But we still got to deal with it. You can't hide in a corner. You're not facing life. You're listening to the enemy of Christ. You're listening to your flesh and the Antichrist. How that work? That's not what we're doing. Yes, it is. You're listening to lies. And some of you live in a horrible place. Live in traffic land. Being around that stuff will destroy you. You're full of doubt and fear. And you think all that doubt and fear is the norm. Because you live in traffic land. I'm put a little cinnamon in this. I decided not to put almonds. I can put almonds. I might as well use these almonds. I think they did something for. Yeah, but not. You don't understand that you're living in doubt and fear. You're not living in the real world, because if you were, you would be saying, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And you will follow him into the promised land. Why can't I make it? You got knowledge, you got know-how, you can. And as if you're in a place of there's enough of that in that cherry. Put a little bit more here. This stuff gonna spill over. I'm a little sweet now. I get like that. I'm not above that. I'm not above that. Okay. I get like that. I got so mental sometimes I couldn't move. Couldn't get out the house. Couldn't go nowhere. I paid my little bills and locked the door. It's too mental for me. I don't think I'm cooking breakfast today. I never took mental medication because blackouts, and blackouts mean I can't drive. So you tell me I can't drive, but that's not why. I saw it kill people and give people stuff they never had before. People had diabetes. They never had diabetes before and had no knowledge that they had diabetes. And the doctor didn't even test for it. I've seen people get addicted to mental medication. It's just so they could sleep. I might have added too much flour, but it got 3,000. I see it got people right. It got them right with medication. Maybe so they could function and live and do the things they want to do. But it had to be monitored, and the doctors sometimes wouldn't monitor it. They wouldn't check the person's blood and nothing. Oh, shoot, I must have pulled it out the plug. Oh. I must have pulled it out the plug, but I did it again. Okay, almond dust. Okay, that's good now. Almond dust. That's what I got, almond flour. Oh, come on. Open up. Ooh, almond dust. Little oils of the almond in there. Lord, have mercy. I'm not going to be cooking this morning, but I did decide to do this. So good morning to you. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Faith has action. Follow faith. Stop saying I can't. And if you feel like you can't, and you start crumbling, and you sit in corners, and you don't do what's good for yourself, then think, maybe you're depressed. Maybe you suffer mental illness, but you don't want to hear that. I know. But don't let it go off and you going off into fantasy land. Some people do fantasize. My family have blown out hallucinations. They have hallucinations. Put a little bit more salt in here. Make sure I put a fourth of grain of salt in this crumble. And I think I put enough butter. But I put a lot of stuff in here. And I put almost 1 stick of butter. So I hope I put enough. Because I didn't put enough one time. And this stuff did not brown. No, believe in fantasies. Trying to escape in some fantasy world instead of facing the future, facing what's out there. That's what happens to you. But I'm glad I never did alcohol and drugs and all that stuff. I would be having blown out hallucinations and won't be able to come back. Nothing brought me back but the Lord. I remember I prayed and prayed and prayed, and I had problems looking people in the face. In fact, when I saw people, I would cover my eyes or put my hand on the side of my face so I won't have to look at them. It was bad. And I got up there and I prayed and I prayed and I prayed and I prayed. And I end up just looking people in the eye. You're not facing reality. Reality can be beautiful. Including people in your life is what you're supposed to do. They're going to bring trouble. Yeah, they are. Some of them are. But it's a part of life. Dealing with human beings, dealing with you sometimes is hard. You mad over nothing. That's depression, honey. You think everybody rejects you. You think everything, bad thing is about you. You feeding off of people that just hate you. Don't want to associate with you. Don't want nothing to do with you. Yet you still running around with them. Instead of going to find new friends and then dwelling on the past or whatever hurt, whatever pretend hurt, whatever real hurt, forgiveness, let it go. You're also suffering traumatization if you really was hurt. Now, it's a whole lot of stuff with that. You got to believe you're a good person. You're not what they say you are. You was innocent. You're worthy of love. Not just rejection. You're worthy of love. Get out there and meet people like you believe you're worthy. Because traumatization will have you running around here saying you're not worthy of nothing. You'll say I forgave people and you're way too humble. Mental illness sometimes will make you too humble, too mean, too fight happy. Your emotions are out of whack. But your mind, is not understanding that you are living in a world full of people. You got to get out there and make friends. You're thriving off of the dislike for you. You're thriving off of the hate for you. You're reacting to them. And then stuff has been forgotten. And why are you still holding on? Sometimes it's your medication. Sometimes you're thriving. You're concentrating on the past, you're thriving. See, traumatization is something that don't erase that good. It's something you have to go to Christ about. But one thing you must believe, that you are worthy of the blessings. I am worthy of the blessings of Christ. I was innocent. I couldn't fight. I couldn't. I tried, but I couldn't. That's the truth. So now you got to see yourself worthy. No, you're not what they say you are. You was made the way the Bible said you were. Your life was interrupted by whatever happened to you. You can't live in that world of destruction. You can't live in a world of I want to be destroyed. Whatever you say, you saying that. No, I do that. I do that. That they after me. Yes, I do. I see anything bad I can't deal with, and I won't speak out. I start running and saying they after me. Talk about somebody being traumatized. Yeah, after I got mentally ill, I was traumatized. I backslid because I disobeyed God. I didn't believe Him, but also some other stuff I don't want to talk about. But it's not what you are thinking. The picture the devil painted for you is a lie. Don't you understand? It's not that you can't make it. It's not that you can't do it. Not that you can't get out the house. It's not that you can't make new friends. It's not that. It's you believing every lie about yourself. You have been traumatized. Now, everything those people said in your mind is the truth. And you have forgiveness, but you saw yourself. Love thy neighbor as thyself and love the Lord. You must effectively love yourself. You must see yourself as a good, innocent person. You must not see all that other people do and concentrate on the bad other people do. You have to recognize you do bad too. But man, you didn't do that. Move on. The Bible says, shake the dust off your feet. You're supposed to confront people and tell people what's wrong. You don't supposed to come in, oh, everybody hates me. You are in imaginary land. You are in an imaginary land. It's time to come out of traumatization. It's time to come around from those people that you feel like have traumatized you. You looking back too hard. You mental. You concentrating too much on people. Either you got two things: a bad emotion, jealousy, hate, envy, strife, or you have a mental problem. People go around people and talk about me like I'm in their life. I just sit there. I said, what you say? She this and then called 20 people about me. That happens. They done called 20 people saying, Darlene, you sitting up there wondering, what in the world? Yeah, Darlene, we're going to come together and whatever, whatever, whatever. But don't do that. Well, I can't control people if they like me, if they hate me. I can't control that. I'm not in control of that shit. Their emotions. I pray for them. I'm not in control of their emotions. I have to keep mine in check. I have to make sure I'm facing reality. I have to make sure I'm not running and hiding from it. You have a different reaction. Your reaction is psychosis. My reaction is doubt and fear. Girl, you see somebody fighting somebody and they looking at you, you've been to target that person because of psychosis. Yeah, you've been to target that person. You following me like you did, and guess something? I'm not like that. I've been a hit from them. So, yeah. See, you're not dealing with reality. Sometimes in marriages, women husbands cheat on them. Not always, but sometimes. Sometimes men don't love their wives no more. Don't love their children. Some women don't love their husbands anymore. And sometimes it's all in your mind. Why I say it's all in your mind? Because it is really all in your mind. So I got something like almond flour in here, and I got and sometimes it isn't. My 2 people in my family. My great uncle Dawson, who they sent to the mental institution. Well, black people won't accept it there because those people being rich and prestigious that he worked for, they were just sharecroppers. Didn't matter. They were still the people they worked for were still rich and prestigious. Them hating them and at the same time trying to impress them. Sent him to the mental institution like he was a Caucasian, and he drowned. I looked up what happened to him on Ancestry.com. He drowned. It wasn't Eastern State, it was all the way up there. Richmond. Racing the horse, imaginary world. That world of the sharecropper slave was hard to deal with. Being away from his family when he never lived away from his family. Living over there with them. And just being a sharecropper son. And having to work time you turn 18 to 17. Time you graduate. You had to go and get a job with them. The life they live, you want to escape. Think about that. My mama generation. The generation we learned from. All right. All right. You see my pies? Alrighty now. I put the foil in there to keep that oven from getting dirty. But I have an inspection, so I don't want foil at the bottom yet. But after the inspection, I'm going to take it and put it down there. Alrighty now. We're going to close this oven. And I said I won't cook breakfast because I don't got much to cook this morning. Okay, so good morning to you. Let's see. I might cook some breakfast this morning. I don't think I got that much breakfast to cook. Oh yeah, granola. I'm gonna bake you some granola. I remember I made some granola. You know, the bully neighborhood, which was a Caucasian neighborhood, and the victimized neighborhood, which was the ethnic neighborhood, were suffering every day. You think that bully neighborhood get up and tell you that everything was peaceful and hate was a pearl? Hate was not a pearl with them. They're going to cook me some bacon. Hatred created serial murderers. Men who seriously murdered women. And women that sit there and turn their back. Neighborhoods over there in that bully neighborhood. And the victimized neighborhood was never policed, which created a different problem. And they only came over there when they was looking for people. But that bully neighborhood was bad. So you would think it did not create people with sound minds. We just don't say nothing. They didn't say nothing, and those were our mentors. Those are the people who taught us. They all had a weird belief. All of them had some kind of weird belief. Because I stayed in the African American community, not me, but my family did. But as growing up, they all talked something different. And they were trying to heal. Every day they were trying to heal. And they got up and faced life. They got up and faced life, lived it. Most of them had a wife, had children. Sometimes they were super hated, real hate. Sometimes some people face that. But you can't hide. God, Jesus Christ Almighty, created a network of people. When we go to heaven, we're not going to be sitting alone. We're not going to be sitting off from people. It's nobody there. We could say we don't accept that one. We're not going to be the type of people that don't look out for each other. He created us to network, to sit together, to be friends. He created us to do that. But if you go to hell, you're going to be in a hole by yourself, friendless. And I read that book, Divine Revelation of Heaven and Divine Revelation of Hell. Drugged out, tortured, abused, and burnt again. And it's going to be a different hell after Jesus come back. Because all you're going to do is burn. Go to heaven. You're going to live in love. You're going to have people there. You all are going to be friends. You're going to be unified. Right now, you're thriving off of rejection. Don't tell me. Who you telling you're not trying to thrive off of rejection? You sitting around people that rejected you. You sitting there baking like a cake. You have to realize that you are worthy. You are worthy. You are worthy. You have to love your neighbor as yourself. And if you don't see yourself worthy of the blessings of God, you're going to be walking in circles. You're going to be saying, oh God, why I can't make it? Why I can't do this? Why things don't work for me? Like they do for this one and that one. Because maybe you don't see yourself worthy of the blessing. Because I've seen times, I didn't understand it back then, when the Lord couldn't talk to me. And so finally he gave me a command. It seemed like he couldn't explain things to me as to why I was doing this. Why I was acting like this. Why I can't, faithless girl. And then I said, oh, I'm faithless. And then all of a sudden, I'm realizing I had a problem. Because sometimes everything was all mapped out. And I would start on that road. Yeah. And all I had to do was one thing to cross over. You have to find yourself worthy in your heart. Yes, you've forgiven people. But think about this. traumatization. You have that child, you're going to look down at your child and fear. And that fear is going to be in you because of what happened to you. This why this is why acknowledgement of the innocent that was in you when it happened, that it wasn't your fault, is so important. Don't thrive on rejection. You are thriving on rejection. You're sitting there eating rejection up. We don't want nothing to do with you. We don't like you. We don't want you around us. You're eating it up like candy. What will make you not go out and find people that like you, that want to be around you, that want you traveling with them, that want you doing things with them? What make you not want to do that? Why you want to sit there and thrive? Yeah, that medicine can affect your mind. They said some medicine can make you mentally unbalanced, and we don't know what kind of hormones we have as women. We have estrogen. We also have some kind of hormone that grows babies in our womb. No, I don't have, don't matter. I don't have no children. You got those two loops in that line. That two loops spells female. What kind of hormones it releases? It releases estrogen, grows babies. What kind of growth hormone in you? Do you know? It's a hormone in you, a growth hormone that can grow a child inside your womb, inside your body. You take medication. You don't know what's going to happen. You get off of it. I had did that before, but that wasn't something for the mental. It was something for the physical. And I was reacting like I just got off some mental medication I should not have got off of. I remember I wouldn't get up. I drove myself downstairs or in my house. I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't do that. That won't all. I went to go crabbing to get my mind right and get myself out into the public and just to get out this house. I had to get out of here. The park was right across the street, honey. Run. Just like, almost like the East End. East End, I just walked a couple of steps. And there I was at the park. I went crabbing, and then I just started talking about stuff that was so important, I had not even wrote it down. And I'm going from one subject to the other. All right, I'm going to put some olive oil here because that stuff sticks. It's already, I don't know about that, but let me turn this down to make sure it don't burn. And I wonder if this internet is working better. You're living in a fantasy world. And that's what I'm saying. I got off of YouTube. Yes, I did. Stop going up there. Stop meet greet. Stop greeting people. Stop going to see people video. Just totally get off. That was recorded now. Yeah. I'm gonna eat this one some granola. I have some almond milk. Hello, hello, hello. When you tell me I won't destroy it, you tell me things won't done to me. You tell me I wasn't put through anything. And you could recover, but as an adult, you don't know what's out here. You have to fight. You have to pray. You have to step out on faith. Read your Bible. If you need a vitamin, take that too. Vitamins is one thing that can balance your mind and won't leave you crazy. Won't leave you in desperado land. I couldn't look people in the eyes. I told you that, right? What got me better? Praying. But I still had issues. But I was glad to be the way I was. Able to look people in the eyes. So, emotions. Lord, have mercy. Some people believe you have to come out of it. I heard a man on TV one time from my mama generation talking about how this family member, that sad was just, it was still murder land and nobody was getting arrested for it. That's awful. Always had a reason. Now, how do you survive that? See, the Word of God, the laws, if you want to call it that, the Word of God is based, has formed what you can and can't take. And Jesus Christ said, if you have forgiveness. But he also said, love thy neighbor as thyself. You got to love you. How you going to buy somebody a dress, whether you have $1 million or 10, and you won't buy yourself one? Facing life sometimes is difficult. It's hard. Being in a strange surrounding. You done got up and moved to this place that's not even like you. Not even like the community you're from. That stuff is difficult and hard to deal with. You can't walk outside your door without your phone. What? People face life. Face it with Christ, because he makes it easy to face. But consider yourself worthy. Stop listening to people. Stop going by what they did to you, what they said about you. All this kind of stuff. And consider yourself worthy. I have to consider myself worthy of God's blessings running after me. What? I better turn around and go, hey, Lord. Hey, Jesus. I deserve your blessings. I'm the one that deserves a husband. I deserve to live this good life. My husband is faithful and I'm faithful to him. I deserve this. Right? I don't thrive or hate. If you thrive or being rejected, you thrive or hate that's all going through your mind. You thrive on envy. You thrive on jealousy. You just want to hang with those people that attack you. You don't want to believe that. You don't want to realize that. No, I have built walls. Walls are not real. I tell you, I won't go talk about this. They are not real. They are lies from the pit. You have a vivid imagination. Maybe you're a writer. Because walls are not real. You cannot build walls on a planet of billions of people. God only knows how many billions of people are here. They got China and India, and they count some of Africa. Oh, man, will make you mad. Humanity will make you angry. Pray for them. God said, pray for those who have the rule over you and be like Paul. Change what you can. But humanity will make you nothing but angry. I like this bacon all right, but it's more of a seasoning because it is loaded with salt. Just like bacon. Only thing about bacon, it has fat and salt. Pork bacon do. So do beef side. Beef side have fat and oh Jesus. I thought this internet would be better. Child. Just dropping lines just like the other one. Okay. It's gonna take time for that to cook. Hey, y'all wanna go outside? I'm gonna see if this internet work outside. And we sit out there. My chair not clean. But, you know, I just been letting it sit out there. But I have another chair, but we can sit out there for and look for a few minutes. You know. I might just end with cooking the bacon, or I might end sitting outside for a few seconds after I cook the bacon, because I'm just eating granola. A granola I made yesterday with some milk, almond milk. I don't know why I bought almond milk. I could have got regular milk, the low fat milk, milk with no hormones. I'm running out of plates. But the goodness of the Lord is in, you know, it's running after you. God don't want you holding on to that stuff. Traumatization. You have to pray. You know, forgiveness. After you forgive the person, you got to see yourself as good, and yourself as innocent, and yourself as somebody that shouldn't have happened to you, that your life is interrupted, that you won't like that. Whatever they did to you, said about you, whatever, you are not that. You are good. You must love yourself. See? You were the good person. You were the innocent. You was the one that did nothing wrong. You deserved the blessings of God. You couldn't fight. You were too little. You didn't understand what was going on around you. You was living your life for the first time. And the other group was following the crowd. hard. It's hard when people don't tell people that they're wrong, and they never think they're wrong, and they always think, when did they stop doing all that sheer murder mass stuff those Caucasians was doing on the other side? When they start going to jail, they just put them in jail for a week, a month, a day, and things change. That's why you got to tell people when they're wrong. You can't say that what happened to you was right. You supposed to happen to you. You're a female. You were a child. You were this. You were that. No. You were innocent. What about that one? You were good. How about that one? You didn't deserve it. What about that one? The blessings of God is running after you because you deserve. Don't stop at the door. I have stopped at the door before and didn't know why and called myself faithless. Just stop right at the door. God didn't open the door. I refuse to walk in. Look, see, understand, comprehend. Let him talk to you through his word. And reading of his word, you will find out that you was a good person. You still are a good person. But you have scars that what you believe somewhere that you're something bad and you're thriving on a dislike and they hate for you. They jealousy and they envy, whatever they don't like about you. You don't thrive on that. You see rejection, you move on. You're refusing to move on from rejection. God said in his word, shake the dust off your feet. Stop dwelling there. It's millions of people out here, billions, for you to go out and try to be friends with. But these 10 people hate you, and you're sitting there thriving on that hatred. Come back, say these 20 people are the whole world. Check on my pies. I meant my crumbles. I don't know if I put enough butter in them. They do look kind of brown, but they're not bubbling. Come back saying this whole world hates you. Billions of people don't even know you. Billions of people don't know you are going to eat me a piece of bacon. Lord, I thank you for it. Thank you for your goodness and mercy, kind of. In Jesus' name. Billions of people don't know you. Haven't talked to you. Never socialized with you. Never met them. But honey, you've been traumatized. Can't wallow in depression. Even if your leaders say, you were the bad girl, you're evil because you're the female. The male, you're no good. You're not nothing. Even if you see them loving some people and making up stories on you. You don't ever say that's me. You talk to God about who you are and why you like this and why your life going like this. They can't tell you unless God tell them to tell you, and they can block God. They could block his words by their belief system. They could stumble and fall just like you do. By their belief system, they could block the Lord. And you don't know when they're going to hear him. Your friends or the ones who struggling with believing you something good will double back to hear God. The ones that have a dislike for you will believe the lie and follow it and block God. You cannot look back at people. Look back at you. Are you thriving on dislike? Are you sitting around saying, I was the evil? I was the evil? What? Are you trying to find good people that helped you and calling them evil? In the end, after you forgave people because you feel like they're good, and who are you? What are you? Love thy neighbor as thyself. How you going to say the enemy is blessed and you not? You're the victim. You can't go by your community. They might be in love with that person. What they going to say good to you? Everything that's good is in that person because of love. That might be their friend, who they grew up with. Everything good is in them because of love. And then they're going to reject you. But you're going to find people in this life that are going to confront you. You cannot say, hey, you want my destruction. But you're going to react to what they say. And their words, sometimes. Sometimes you're going to be so mental that you sit humbly and whatever they say is good. And they're the good person and not me. And da-da-da-da-da-da. And why they hate me. And sometimes you're going to rise up and thrive off of that hatred. That's that demonic spirit. And that's you too. Thriving off of hatred. This person is not that person that hurt you and did you wrong. "20 years ago, something wrong with your mind. You just walk away from people. Walk away from them. You don't have to sit in the same place with them. You feel like that? Now, how in the world they hurting you and you're not there? Some people do call people about to try to find. I'm not saying that don't happen because I was sitting online. I was watching this preacher. I was enjoying this service. I typed in something, and here come the people that hate me from this area. Darlene, this is no lie. I stood up there and watched it. Darlene, and they were saying stuff, and then the lady said, it's just jealousy. It's jealousy, Darlene. This was on international YouTube. And she came and said, it's jealousy, Darlene. Darlene, it's jealousy. I understood and didn't understand because I didn't entertain that emotion, jealousy, that much. And they tried to rise in me one time. I said, I'm going to knock you down because you ain't coming to me like that. Jealousy is a destroyer. It makes it hard for you to socialize with good people. Think about world problems. Problem in the world. Don't thrive. You young. Don't thrive on hatred. Don't thrive on jealousy. You see people jealous of you like that, don't go where they are. Bible says you're supposed to confront them and get a witness and tell them and shake the dust off your feet and move on. You get have forgiveness, but they're coming back again and again and again and keep doing the things. You could keep forgiving them, or you could just move on, because you could get to the point where you're thriving off of what they're doing. You're separating your company from people. You're not socializing. You don't have no friends in your youth. They telling people to stay away from you, and you following it. You following them. You thriving. Once again, I'm saying it's your fault. No, I'm not. I'm not saying it's your fault. I'm not saying that. I'm saying do like the Bible say do and move on. Do like the Bible say do. And if you don't, then you're living in doubt and fear. The word of God says that you are to go with a witness and tell your brethren or your sister what they doing to you, how they hurting you. And then if they don't move, they don't believe you, because I'm not the one to tell you you're not going to face nothing. That's a lie from the pit. You're going to face you and other people, but you'll face other people first, because you're a baby, born an infant in this world. A helpless child, a helpless baby. You can't even get up and cook your own food. You can't go to the bathroom. You can't get up and walk to the stool. You can't say, Mama, I'm hungry. You can't even say, Mama, feed me. Daddy, I'm hungry. You can't even say that. You just cry, play, try to see everything. And urinate and move and throw up. That's all you do. You just cry in your mama's arms. Helpless as a baby. It's real. Sometimes you are helpless. Sometimes people turn against you. Sometimes your community turns against you. You can't stay there. Sometimes your family turns against you. And sometimes that stuff all over in your mind. They're trying to help you. And sometimes it could be your destruction. But who are you? Not who is your assailant. Who are you? When I talk to you, I'm talking to myself too. Who are you? And that's not meant as a negative way. You were and are innocent. They might love the assailant more because the assailant is a male or a female that has education and everybody love, and she's doing dirt to children, and they might look at her as the star in the sky and look at you as the trash and the junk and the garbage on earth. Do not stay around these people, because you must see yourself as valuable. You are valuable in the work of God. Why do you keep thinking of yourself as the people think of you that hurt you? Why you think you got to look back and keep looking back? Look forward. Because all emotions do, and mental illness do, bad emotions and mental illness, is attack the innocent. All it does is go after the innocent. They want to just attack the innocent. Now see yourself as innocent. Death of other people, that's something you was raised to believe in. Just like I was raised, if they come for you, you come for them. You was raised to believe that death of other people is going to solve some kind of problem. Don't you know if you die off this earth, you take good souls with you, people that needed you, people that once loved you, people going to benefit from you. You take other people's futures. That person might be sent to do the same work they did, but it's not going to be done the same. It's going to be done differently. But it will be done better if you was here. You get up every morning, people said a whole lot of bad things about you. You go about your business and you start thriving off of dislike. I think about that lady who that court case was, had that court case going on that changed. Roe versus Wade, that lady that changed. She got up there and changed. But even though she changed, she had the mind to change the people around her. She said was not for her. And she felt like she had no place to go but them. But that might have been just her community, and she might have wanted to be around them. But she came out and she said they did nothing for her. They helped her and got her to Christ. But after that, to her, they looked down on her. Moving out of your community is hard. Moving to another community. Stay on the trail. Because on the trail, there's people you understand. When you go to somebody else's trail, you might not understand the people. You can get off the trail and you can stay on the trail. If it don't work off the trail, go back on the trail. But don't go back where you were. Change where you go to. You're sitting in there and you're not worthy. They don't even know why you're married. That's an evil thought. That's hell reaching up to destroy you. You know you are a good person. You deserve marriage. I participated in this. I participated in that. I was this. I was that. Wait a minute. But you in Christ because this is who you want to be. Rejection can come strong and hard. It is not bubbling. So I'm not removing it until I see it bubble. Rejection can come strong and hard. But acceptance is always there. If nothing else works for you, that you don't believe you're innocent. God, grace, mercy, acceptance. His acceptance. And the people of God accept you too. And when they try to accept you and at the same time call you evil because you were a victim, I want you to remember that's the community they're from. And sometimes they struggle because they don't understand. They want to accept you, but here come the negative. He's more innocent than you are. The victimizer is more innocent than you. No, you were more innocent than the victimizer. And sometimes they continue to do things because they was taught that they could. That they're going to be forgiven and never do time and always accept it. That's the world of a man. And sometimes women. But most definitely the world of a man. Women just follow and say, you're the guilty party. You're the guilty party. Yeah. But they don't understand. And children don't understand. Because children, they just follow us. They understand and come by and by. But they just follow us. You're always the leader. They're always the follower. Because you have to teach them. I remember when I was young, before I got saved, I thought reincarnation was possible. But as an older person, I know it's not. And so, what's the conclusion of the matter? All right, let me let you look at my pies. They're getting there, but they're not bubbling. And you see, you are worthy. Jesus Christ is worthy of the praise. And you don't hear him when he say you are worthy. You are a good person. Don't thrive on hate, jealousy, envy. Those are bad emotions. Those are bad emotions. The people who are victimizing are thriving on what they do because what's happening is they want to follow Satan. They want to follow those bad emotions. They want to think evil of you. They want to spread your name out there for whatever reason the devil has given them. But now it's time for the battle. The battle is over your soul. How you going to bless people when you don't bless yourself? Let me put it this way. How you going to look at the person that gave birth to you as a good person and you don't look at yourself as a good person? How you going to see the other one that made you as a good person and you don't look at yourself as a good person? They raised you. And so, look like it's going to take a little while for this. Oh, it's bubbling now. It's bubbling now. I got to let it bubble just a little bit before I take it out. But let's go outside. Let me see if this internet work outside, people. It's wrong.
Yes, it do. But it's all about you and your relationship with Christ and hearing Christ. It's like you must believe the truth about yourself. And then he can direct. Once you hear him, he can talk to you. He can talk to you. But not the way. You still hear him, but you're blocking something. Every time you think bad of yourself, you're blocking a word from Christ. That's what I want you to think about. Understand. Believe. I have to believe things about myself. I have to believe that I'm a good person. I have to believe that I didn't ask for none of this stuff. I have to believe that whatever traumatized me, I was a child. Hey, all right. All right, so we're sitting out here for a little bit because it had started bubbling. And believe good about you. Listen to God as he talk to you and tell you that you're worthy. So you can hear him all the way, you know? And sometimes it's that medication. Got you feeling that way. Get online and talk about it. Don't do it. Just talk about it. Don't believe it. This too will pass. As you pull away from the medicine, it's going to pass. Let's go back in the house. It works out here. So I just want to talk to you this morning. And my pies are cooking. But you are a good person. You deserve the blessings of the Lord. You deserve more than just traumatization. You don't deserve traumatization. But you have to tell yourself that you was innocent and forgive people. And don't hang your head down as a victim because of your community and say I'm evil. Come out from that. Your community is wrong. They just used to just supporting the men. And you think what they used to be and what they are now, you will understand they were wrong. But growing up and getting older and people holding on to what used to be and when they used to be slaves and just holding on to stuff. It's not that they need to forget it, just holding on to it. You got to see yourself worthy. A person that said they were free had to see themselves worthy of freedom, worthy to own their own business, worthy to work and make money, worthy of God's blessings. See yourself as innocent because you were. Because traumatization is taken away. It eased, the pain of it is eased by Christ. Nobody can ease that pain but the Lord. But you got to resist the devil so he'll flee. And you have to see yourself worthy because as a child, people's words form and shape us. Our mentors form and shape us. Now we got to see that the fact that that person was able to do that to us, it was not right. But I am worthy of the blessings of Christ. See yourself worthy to get a husband, to get kids. See yourself worthy to get that business. Don't let God walk you to the door and you don't go across the threshold and do what's necessary to get there. And I'm not talking about evil to people, jealousy, envy, strife, fighting, all that stuff. It's just something to pull you over to the dark side, honey. Oh, I hear it bubbling. Okay, people. I'm going to let you see it in the oven once more, and then I'm getting off wine. You see it? All three of them. Thank you. Like, subscribe, and tune into my channel. Have faith. And remember, you're worthy of goodness, mercy, kindness, love. I should have had my Bible. But remember, you are worthy. Remember, you were the Good Samaritan. Remember, you were the Good Samaritan. And remember, the ones that looked at you and walked by you. That's what happens to people that are victim, and then they see the Samaritan laying in the street, the victim, and they walk by them. They offer them no help. And whatever they say in their heart about the victim, they say it, but listen to me. The Samaritan was worthy of that man that picked him up, put him in a hotel, and paid for him to stay in a hotel. The Samaritan was worthy, even though he was a victim. Your community might be like the ones who walk by, but you are the Samaritan. You are the victim. Who knows what negative things they said in their heart? They said in their heart they might have just been scared. God didn't reveal that. He just said they walked by. I don't know. I got to reread that scripture, but I don't know. Just look it up. Remember, you deserve to be put on a horse. You deserve to be taken to a hotel while you cannot, while you are helpless. You deserve for somebody to pay for you to get well. I'm sure your communities say to you, you're the guilty party, female, child. You are like that. That's what you are. That's why that happened to you. Because you bad. That's what you thriving on. thriving on that. And I know mental illness. She'll rise up at me before you recognize you innocent. You run around and holler, everybody is guilty. Everybody is like that person. That's another thing you do. But see yourself as innocent, as worthy. Those of you who have forgiven, see yourself as worthy. And sometimes people think traumatization is unforgiveness. Not really. But see yourself as worthy, worthy of the blessings of the Lord. See yourself as a good person and ask God to forgive you for doubting Him that you are a good person, and stop thriving off of those people. They said this and they said that. And 20 years ago, look, if you don't try to change your thoughts while your mind is healthy, you're going to have a bigger fight if you go down and your mind become unhealthy. So change your thoughts while your mind is healthy and recognize you. You must love yourself in order to love your neighbor. You have to love God. You have to hear Him. You have to talk to Him. You have to listen to Him. You have to forget what you've been taught sometimes and hear what He's saying. And don't go back to what they're saying. Move forward into Him. Because believing bad things about yourself and believing that you deserve to be treated like this and to think that there's no way out, our billions of people are on this earth. You feel like you're not getting along with your parents? Why are you sitting up there arguing with your family? Move. Pray with them. Call on Jesus with them. Let it all out. Stop believing evil about yourself. Stop believing everybody is against you. Because when that mental illness hit, it's going to hit hard. And you're going to be running around, everybody against me. And that's not true. But sometimes people are totally in fantasy land. Totally in fantasy land. Hallucinationville. Hallucinationville, you sitting down seeing things. Fantasyland, you believe in every lie. But remember, there are no walls and there is no masquerade. You're listening hard to depression. And I build these walls about myself. I was little, I was young. I thought I was building walls. I don't building no walls because the people right over there. It's silly. People right over there. I don't build no walls. You can't shut out people. You will be shut in the house and not coming out. You're not going to open the door for people. You're not going to talk to people. You're not going to socialize. You can't do it. This is not the way I wanted to have this conversation. This is how it's coming out of me. I wanted to sit down and write it out and then let you listen to it. And I probably will do it again the right way. I'm not taking this offline Because I know sometimes when things go wrong and my conversation isn't what I want it to be and it's not done right, I will take it offline. But thank you for listening. Remember, you are not what they said you were when you were a child, a teenager, or an adult. By the time you get adult, you know you're not that. Remember, they could go into fantasy just like you do. They could attack you because they have something against you, but it's a part of life. People do things to you in this life. But get away from people. Do like the Bible say. Shake the dust off your feet. Shake the dust off your feet, people. Go find people that would accept you and will love you. And stop crying about those 20 people and don't take them with you nowhere. Don't introduce them to nobody. Go find new people. Because sometimes it's that wall that you have built that is a lie. That you're alone. Sometimes it's learned behavior. You're not really that. How can I not be really that? It's what you learned when you was young. Sometimes you're following people into evil. Sometimes you don't want to admit the adults around us was wrong. No need to take their life. It's time to change your mind. I remember when I was young and I thought being a Christian meant I was going to suffer a whole lot of stuff. I didn't really suffer a lot until I became mentally ill. I started suffering a whole lot of stuff. The rest is my lack of faith. Before then, but what I didn't realize was I might have been believing I wasn't worthy to have this beautiful house and all that stuff. All right, people, thank you. Yeah. So I know what you're going through. That self-destructive spirit. But you got to stop obeying it and lean towards Christ. I'm good. I'm worthy of your goodness. I'm worthy of your mercy. I'm worthy of friends. I'm worthy to have a house. I'm worthy to have a car. I'm worthy to have a good life. I'm worthy to have a business. Because he is in every aspect of your life. Everything on this earth God controls. Unless you're living over there where the Christians are suffering and all they can do is run, you're worthy. They're worthy, but they are on the run. Hi, how you doing? Good morning. How you doing? Oh, good morning. Well, y'all, I'm getting ready to get off the line, but I want to thank you for coming by. Like, subscribe, and tune into my channel. And remember, you're worthy of the blessings of God running after you. You were like the Good Samaritan. Amen. That's right. Don't ever think, go find new friends. Move to a new city. Do something different. All right, people. Thank you. Bye-bye.